Welcome to Bon Appetit. In the garden, picking the berries. Yeah. In the bushes. Looks like a forest. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's a bit overgrown. Welcome to summer in the south. There they are. Some berries.
Welcome to Bon Appetit, where we make all your dreams in the kitchen come true. It is the middle of July, so we're around here, it's blackberry picking season. So we have gone out into the yard and picked us up a mess of fresh blackberries. So I decided to make a small blackberry cobbler because it's just me and Carrie here. If y'all were here with us, I'd make a much bigger cobbler. So anyway, I've got about 2, maybe 3 cups of fresh blackberries here. This is 6 tablespoons of butter melted. That's 3/4 of a stick. I have 1 large egg, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of flour. Now for our filling, I have about a tablespoon of vanilla, some fresh chopped sage from our front yard, our garden. I'm going to use a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of nutmeg to finish those off. What I have here is a 9-inch pre-greased pie pan. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle this vanilla all over these berries. Sprinkle that sage. I'm just going to add a thin layer of cinnamon because we don't want it to dominate. So just maybe a teaspoon. And then even less nutmeg because we all know how nutmeg can be strong. So maybe half a teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm just going to give these a quick toss. Just give these a quick toss, make sure they all get covered with a little bit of that liquid, and you'll see it when they start to shine. And pour all of that into our pie pan. I'm trying to make this recipe easy on all of us. This recipe is over 100 years old. So this is going to be some real rustic home cooking. Because nothing says it's 90 degrees outside like let's bake. Let's bake something. It's 90 degrees outside. Okay, making sure these are all spread out in a nice uniform layer. Oh, Carrie. I just fixed a friend's Blackberry.
Oh.
And now all of his emails are current.
Oh.
All right. That being said, set that to the side. Get a medium to large mixing bowl. Start with your egg. This is a room temperature egg. And the reason we crack the egg in the bowl first is in case we miss a piece of shell. Is then you'll be able to see it really quickly, really easily. Because if I had flour or flour and sugar in here and then cracked, you gotta look for that little piece of egg. Nobody wants that. Give this a quick scramble or crunch. Crunch the egg with a fork. It was crunch, right?
Oh my god. Sure.
It was. I'm asking. Ask me any question.
Grammar is outdated.
Throw in our sugar. Throw in our flour. And we're going to mix this until it makes a sandy, crummy texture. So this recipe is so easy. You don't need a blender. You don't need a hand mixer. You could use a food processor if you really like washing dishes. Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Why was the blackberry left all alone?
No.
Because the banana split. All right, so you see you've got some larger clumps. Try and break those up. We don't want this pebbly, sandy consistency on our crust. Now, apply this directly to the top of your berries. This is going to be very delicious. Seems like a lot, and it is a lot, but I'm looking for a lot. So I'm going to compress that down with my bare hand. Feel free to use a spatula instead, whatever you got at home. And over that, simply drizzle your melted butter. Let's try the drizzle effect. And on second thought, I'm not going to use all of that butter, so reserve a few tablespoons of that butter. And then for effect, take about a tablespoon of sugar and just sugar the top. Now you're going to throw this into your 375 preheated oven. You want it nice and hot when you throw it in there for about 30 to 35 minutes, or until the whole thing turns golden brown and you see purple bubbling up all around. And we'll come back and check back with you, and we'll check back with you then. It has been 35 minutes and our cobbler is done. I'm going to pull it out of the oven and let's see what's... I'm going to pull it out of the oven. So, things you'll be looking for. It's juicy berry bubbling around the edge.
Oh my.
We've got a nice crispy crackling crust. And you want to make sure you've got a little bit of bubbling in the middle, or else it's not fully cooked. You should leave it in until you get a little volcano sprout there. So we're going to set this to the side. We're going to let it set. But I'm going to let it set for 15 minutes while I whip up a little something extra. Let's see how this turned out. I've got grandma's slotted spoon. I'm going to break that crust just a little bit. Almost as if I was serving a pie. Oh man, it's even tenderer on the edge. Hey Carrie, how do you humiliate a cobbler?
No idea.
You make fun of his shoes.
That's funny.
That's funny, and a little bit of extra, we'll sneak that into the back end there. And in case you watch our next video, to top this, we have our handmade mandarin orange whipped cream. How we would do this, where I come from, get a little bit of that whipped cream. That's still warm. Oh, the sage is a very progressive element here. It's adding a savory nature. It's canceling out the tartness of those blueberries, as is the hint of vanilla, just that little bit of vanilla. And of course you gotta have some cream on this. I'm going in for another bite. I can tell these are fresh out of our backyard. This salutes everything that we're here for. The crust is crunchy and mild, but sweet. Because you notice we didn't sugar the berries, we sugared the crust. So, keep all these things in mind as you experiment with this recipe at home. Oh, by the way, this is the mandarin orange whipped cream from my next video. But you won't see that until you watch the next. Thanks again for joining us at Bon Appetit. As always, like, subscribe, leave any recipes you'd like to see us make in the future in the comments below. Eat, drink, and be berry, and God bless.
Don't hurt your fingers. We need you to bake for us. You finding any?
One or two.
Cool. Some are definitely ripe and some are not. It's interesting. We'll work for food. Oh, don't do this at home, folks.
No, don't. Go buy your blackberries.
Go buy your blackberries, he said. Just say hi, please. It's the hunter. We'll work. Hi.
Hi.
Can I see?
How do we look?
Handsome.
I'm trying to exist with the light. I'm trying to be the light.
Be the light.
All right. So, anyway.
But anyway.
Welcome to Bon Appetit, where we make all of your dreams in the kitchen turn into nightmares.
What?
So, what I have here is a 8 to 9 inch.
That's what she said.
What I have here is a 9-inch pipe. What I have here is an. Nobody want that, boy? Nobody want me doing that, boy?
Oh my God.
Let all the flavors mingle while I whip before serving. Now, since this isn't a pie, you can serve it immediately. It's just a cobbler, also known as a clobber.
I'm filming you.
You filming this whole time?
No.
All right, it's the ditty. All right, I'm going in. Do you mind?
Mm-mm.
All right, so